The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live.
Well, hello and welcome to the Gallagher Hockey Centre here in Hamilton for coverage of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for 2020. And we have match day number 2 for the men's, all set to go. And the first game of 2 today is the Northern Tridents against the Central Falcons. The Tridents come into this having lost their first game against the Mavericks 2-0, and the Central Falcons having won over the Southern Alpiners 2-1 with a last-second goal, which was a thrilling way to conclude their first round match. Yes, hello everybody. Glenn Lama's my name, joined once again by Lincoln Churchill. And Lincoln, we've got a team probably buoyed from the momentum of a last-second win, which really should drive their enthusiasm into this, and then I guess the determination for the Tridents to come back into this contest.
Yeah, certainly. As you say, the Falcons will be buoyed by that last-minute goal. Always a very exciting thing to do. Don't often see a lot of buzzer beaters in hockey, and it was quite a spectacular one. Very, very good goal that they scored at the end of that match to take out what was probably a deserved victory over the Alpiners yesterday. So they'll come into this with confidence riding high. And yes, the Tridents licking their wounds a little bit. So they did come back, and they will take some confidence from their second half performance, but I think really for them, not really enough threat on goal in that match to really give them a look in it. So that'll be something today that they'll be needing to do to look much more threatening at the attacking end of the pitch.
Well, that's right. Well, they did come back in the second half of that game. The 2 goals they conceded in that contest to the Hauraki Mavericks was in the first half, but they did well to come back and not concede any more in the second half. So it's the Tridents against the Falcons. Conditions pretty good for this game. That breeze from the west, not as strong today. We've got some overhead cloud, but temperature around 20 degrees. As we look at the Tridents lineup, and number 7, Xavier Guy, the New Zealand Under-21 Player of the Year. He is not playing in this contest today, so a bit of a blow there. Also, Corey Bennett, once again, number 15, not fronting for this contest. George Muir, a lot will rely on him once again, number 10. He's the captain of the team. He's played 140 games for the Black Sticks, and Steve Edwards as well, 220 games for the Black Sticks. So it's Muir and Edwards providing the bulk of the international experience for this Tridents team. Keep your eye too on Kieran O'Connor, who had a very good game for the Tridents on Thursday night. Let's have a look at that Falcons lineup. Stacked with Black Sticks players, but Nick Wilson, number 12, we got a goal the other night against the Alpiners. He's not fronting in this clash today, but there are plenty of experienced international players. Jennis, Lett, Smith, Miskimen, they're all fronting again. And Brad Reed, number 16, who didn't play on Thursday night, he gets a run in this match today. He's a Black Sticks player himself. He's played 34 games. And the captain for the Falcons today, with Wilson not playing, is Shea McAleese, who's played 310 games for the Black Sticks. Good to see teams sharing the captaincy around too, Lincoln. It's good to give players different challenges as the games roll by.
Yeah, it is, certainly is. I mean, Dane Lett captained the Falcons yesterday and did a very good job, but perhaps they probably didn't realise that the captain was being interviewed after the game and maybe felt that his haircut might have ruled him out for today's interview.
Well, it hasn't today. As we get set to welcome the 2 teams here on to pitch number 1 here in Hamilton. The umpires for this contest today, Bevan Nicol and Ben Grant.
Yeah, Ben Grant, of course, a police officer operating out of Timaru, so...
Does that give him extra kind of authority, do you think?
Potentially, I think it does a little bit. Like, it's a very similar role, isn't it, in some ways, refereeing a hockey game and policing the roads.
Yes, very much so. You don't want to muck around with someone who's a cop. Ben Grant and Bevan Nicol. So here are the Tridents coming on to the pitch. Angus Griffin, Ruan Bezuidenhout, are the keepers. Mitesh Suka didn't play the other day, number 5. He gets the run today, the 21-year-old North Harbour player. George Muir touched on captaining the captaining the Northern Tridents team today. 141 games and 18 goals in his international career. There he is, Muir just running past camera right now. Others to have played for New Zealand in this team: Steve Edwards, number 17, 220 games, 23 goals, two Olympic games as well. And Kim Kingston, number 19, and Kieran O'Connor, number 20. There's Kingston coming past camera now.
He had a strong game the other night, Kim Kingston. Another one of the players for the Tridents that really put their hand up. So they'll be hoping for the same sort of stuff from him today.
And the Northern Tridents coach is Bryce Collins, the Black Sticks men's assistant coach. So there is the Tridents.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Central Falcons. Number 1, goalkeeper, Dom Dixon.
Here's Dom Dixon, the keeper for the Central Falcons. What a wonderful game he had on Thursday night. Terrific stops in the last quarter, which ended up being crucial. Mackenzie Wilcox, number 3, has played 28 games for New Zealand. Sean Finlay, number 6. Keep your eye on him. He had a very strong game. He's only 18 years of age. Number 6, Shea McAleese. Here he is, 310 games for New Zealand. That's the 4th highest of all time. Stephen Jennis, the 8th highest of all time. Cap New Zealand player of all time. He's wearing 8. Joe Hanks, number 9. He scored the match winner the other day. Dane Lett coming on to the pitch now. He captained the team the other day. He's played 77 games for New Zealand. There's Brad Reid, Jacob Smith, Harry Muskimen, Dylan Thomas, all having played for New Zealand. And all 9 Black Sticks are fronting for the Falcons today. And their coach is Mike Delaney.
It's good to see them obviously running out in number order. And as mentioned the other night, the way they've sized the shirts, it just starts from, it's like a Russian doll sort of situation with Matt Wilcox beginning as we go up the lineup. And they just get bigger and bigger.
They do,
for the
indeed.
Falcons.
All right, and we'll be ready for the start of this contest in just a moment, so stay with us here on Sky Sport Next.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
How about that? Shake, rattle, and roll.
Welcome back to Hamilton. We're all set for a start now. Northern Tridents against the Central Falcons. The Tridents in the blue. Coming into this contest, having no competition points after dropping their first game 2-0 to the Hauraki Mavericks, who we'll see later today against the Southern Alpiners, and the Falcons 2-1 win over the Alpiners. So it's the Hauraki Mavericks and the Falcons who have the advantage after the first round of matches on Thursday night. And straight away it's the Tridents onto attack, looking for a penalty corner around the edge of the circle. Good tackle from Reed, though. Didn't play the other day for the Falcons, and now the Central Falcons come away with the ball here, and here's a good burst from Thomas. He's putting the afterburners on, Dylan Thomas. Nice little back pass to Wilcox. And nice breakout there by the Falcons, Lincoln.
Yeah, real feature of their play. Like as we mentioned the other day, a lot of these guys have played a lot together, and they were very good on the break yesterday against the Alpiners. And first opportunity, right from the right-hand side of the defensive end of the pitch, they've made a pretty good threatening run.
Yeah, the Northern Tridents, made mainly up of North Harbour players, are the reigning NHL champions from last year, and the Central Falcons are made up of Wellington, Manawatu, Hawke's Bay, Wanganui, Wairarapa players. So basically from Taupo South, and there's a real good mixture of players from all across that lower North Island region in this Central Falcons lineup.
Yeah, it's one of the slightly tougher things for the Tridents, the way that the way that it was divvied up. I mean, every other region has ended up effectively combining two of what was the previous National League teams. So Central being Capital and Central combined, Southern having Canterbury and Southern combined, and Hauraki having Auckland and Midlands combined. So whereas the Tridents really is just still North Harbour. So whilst they have won two of the last three, they haven't really gained a whole lot of players with the new the way that it's shaped up.
That's exactly it. And this is Edwards. A lot will rely on Steve Edwards. He's a wonderful player. And here's Muir, the other player with a lot of caps behind him for New Zealand. So Muir and Edwards in that midfield will be demanding high standards from the rest of their team if they're going to be competitive with the Central Falcons lineup. Here's Edwards again, and now Lala.
So ambitious pass from Lala. Wilcox was on. He was on page 2 there as that pass got thrown. Could see it a mile off.
McAleese again in the heart of this defence for the Falcons. He's captaining the team today. Here's Lett. So those two sharing the captaincy through this Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. And don't forget too, folks, we need to keep reminding you that the Vantage Black Sticks national squad will be selected in both the women's and men's at the end of this Premier Hockey League in early December. And next year's Olympic squads will come later, but if you can make that national squad at the conclusion of this tournament, that means you're in contention for an Olympic spot in Tokyo next year. So there's a lot to play for.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So Lett. This is Olsen. And now Hiha. Good pressure coming in from Ulrich. Free hit conceded by the Falcons, the Tridents. Olsen will play it, and back to McAleese.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you can see even early in this match that the Falcons are just doing slightly better than the Tridents is that their ball speed is just that much quicker when they're shifting it around their back group, and it just gives them a little bit more time and space on the other side of the pitch. The Tridents are going to have to work on improving that, because otherwise it just makes it too easy for the Falcons to move across as a ball nearly bounces up here into the commentary position.
Hope you've got good hands, Lincoln.
Well, they're not too bad.
Good. Mine are excellent.
I mean, they used to put me under the helmet, which is sometimes a place where you put the worst guy.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days as well. But you took some sensational catches, I'm sure.
A few by accident. It just hit it into your hands.
Exactly.
Or bounces off your leg and balloons up.
Or even better, it lodges between your legs and you say, hello, here we are. Mind you, I don't think that's a catch in cricket, is it?
Oh, I don't think it's legit.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that you can't use the helmet, that's the only thing. But, We're talking cricket rules.
Exactly.
They make them up as they go along, don't they?
They do. Reed. This is Finlay. He was really good, but he's been dispossessed. That's good hustle on the ball there by Kingston. And now, here comes Lum. Richmond Lum on the ball. Here's Edwards. Oh, that pass. He'd be disappointed that perhaps he didn't find the target there.
He did well there, Richmond Lum, to get that ball to the help side of the pitch, like he looking for options, and Steve Edwards was well positioned. But unfortunately for Edwards, all of his striking teammates were all on the other side of the field. So one of the little traps you can fall into is when you all run to where the ball is, and then suddenly the ball shifts and there's no one to exploit the space on the opposite side of the pitch. So it's certainly something that Bryce Collins will be aware of if that happens too many times.
Well, that's come off Suka's stick, and it's quickly taken by the Falcons as they go to the baseline. This is Smith. And he's lost the ball. He had a good game, Jacob Smith, on Thursday night. Continually asked questions of the defence all the way through the game. He's wearing 17 for the Falcons up front.
Yeah, and again, that was Sean Finlay, and they're trying to work something. He was well tackled. But here he is winning the ball on the left-hand side. Just a very busy player. I really liked his performance on Thursday night.
That's a great pass to Van Workum right there, and now it's going to fall for Smith. Right in the centre here. Into the circle comes Jacob Smith. Look out. There's the goal. Jacob Smith opens the scoring for the Falcons. Yeah. He had it on a track almost there, didn't he?
Oh, very well done, Jacob Smith. I mean, criticised him a little bit the other night for perhaps not putting the game to bed with the golden opportunity that he had late in that match. But on that occasion, he did everything right. Just picked his moment, waited for the keeper Bjersenhout to drop to a knee and just flicked it up over his shoulder. Very well taken goal.
Yeah, Jacob Smith, very experienced player now, 29 years of age, 86 games for the Black Sticks. Debuted originally in 2012. And of course he has club experience, professional experience in the Netherlands as well. And it's 1-0. Perfect start here for the Falcons.
Yeah, good finish.
And great work from Finlay to set that up. You touched on him. Let's not forget his input into that goal too, Lincoln.
Yeah, it was a good. He made a very good tackle, good turnover. And then they executed the counter-attack very well. Yeah, it was interesting, really. Bjersenhout in goal there. Perhaps when he watches that clip, he might think that perhaps he should have come out of his goal a little bit just to try and close the angle down. He stayed. He only moved out very late, which gave Smith a bit more opportunity to flick the ball past him. As once Lala had been eliminated at the top of the circle, there was no defenders that could really get to Smith.
Perfect time to strike two with about 6 to go until the end of quarter number 1. Falcons in possession. And already it feels like they are controlling the game. They're calling the shots.
Yeah, well, it certainly does. I mean, it's and when they get up into these areas, so here's another one now, they just look a little bit threatening, like something might happen. Good skills, making things happen, people getting into good areas in the circle. And I mean, it's been a while since the Tridents have made it down to the other end, but a few times they were down there, it just didn't really look like much was happening.
Well, free hit conceded there. It was Hiha lifting the ball into the area. So the Tridents will get the opportunity to move it out of their own end. Defensively, the Falcons too were very strong in the game against the Alpiners. In fact, well, the Alpiners were pretty strong too.
Yeah, a couple of pretty good defensive groups in there, and this is you can just see Central baiting that pass to happen as it went into Simons.
Well, Miskimen couldn't quite find the target. He was looking for Finlay.
Yeah, they didn't quite get the counter-attack right there, but it was a good little press from the Falcons there. They sort of almost invited the pass into Simmons, who suddenly had 3 guys all over the top of him. Matt Simons, of course, a Wellington boy historically, so allowed it into one of their old mates and then hammered him.
Yeah. Here come the Tridents. attacking on the left. There's one player in front of goal at the moment. That was the target, but look at all the Falcons players. That's deflected, though, to Muir. And it couldn't be controlled by Ulrich.
Yeah, you see George Muir there just pointing at Ulrich. I think he just felt like he overran that pass a little bit. If he just held, then it would have been quite a simple pass for Muir to complete, and Ulrich could have been into the circle, but he just ran a little bit too far forward.
Well, Thomas was trying to find Patrick Matter, one of the youngsters in the Central Falcons from Wanganui. But there are opportunities for the Falcons here. If you've just joined us, hope you're enjoying the coverage. Early goal to Jacob Smith for the Falcons, have them leading 1-0. Just over 4 to play until half-time, and Dane leapt.
Dane leapt cleaning up. So a good pass by Muir and an uncharacteristic basic error there from Kim Kingston, missing what was a pretty routine trap.
Let now, Hiha got space up the centre. Now he goes wide to Thomas. McAleese, that's Trent Lett over there. So the Lett brothers out there together at the moment. Just patient play from the Falcons. Dane Lett now crashes it towards the circle. Tridents get a free hit.
Yeah, you see Central there, as they have done that a few times now, as they move the ball around the back, really looking to promote that right half. It's an age-old Capital or Wellington tactic, that one. Made famous by Peter Miskimmon. Big fan of the promoted right half, and doing it to good effect here, the Central Falcons.
That's a great run, and now's an opportunity for Falcons. Reverse stick shot saved by the keeper. And it was a second opportunity, but went high, wide and handsome. And it's out of the stadium, but nice attack up the centre that time.
Yeah, it was a very good ball. Good little bit of movement in there from Van Workum to get himself available. And he did well to free up a reverse stick shot, which, he had the whole goal to hit it at. And unfortunately for him, he just hit it straight at Beerhazenhout.
Well, a great run from Jordan Cohen, rather, to give Van Workum that opportunity. Umpire rules that one came off a Trident stick. No deflection from the Falcons. McAleese. Great pass and a great turn. That's a great run there from Jenis. Why'd you expect that from Stephen Jenis?
Yeah, really tidy from him, and just a good little bit of movement from Smith off that, so that, because sometimes that long pass happens, but then there's no option for the man who receives it, and it was really good by Jacob Smith, just peeling off his player to give Jenis an option so that they can perhaps combine and create something.
Thomas, here's a danger. Oh, that could have gone either way, maybe, if that ball just bounced up a little bit for the Falcons, but the Tridents may be a touch fortunate to get out of that one.
Yeah, dangerous place for Dylan Thomas to have the ball. As we mentioned yesterday, he's got that strange combination of a very long reach but quite fast hands. So in those kind of areas, he can be a real handful.
Miskimmon, beautiful pass into Smith, the goal scorer. And Smith has been...
Yeah, I think it's probably a pretty good call from Browning there. Just on that occasion, even though there was a stick noise as Lala came to make the tackle, Lala was pretty flat stick, so he's ruled that Smith has used the stick to protect the ball and from the tackle.
Suka into the circle. Here's a chance for an equaliser. Oh, it's gone wide. Penalty corner. Well, in the end, it's probably the least that the Tridents were hoping for, but gee, there was an opportunity. I think it was Edwards. Couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, it was a fantastic pass from Suka there, and to find a very good lead by Steve Edwards as well, and a good reverse stick pickup. And I'm not sure whether he was shooting or trying to pass there. It's interesting whether what Bevan Nichols ruled there, that maybe the challenge on Edwards was a little too physical. So there, perhaps if that was what he was ruling, a little bit lucky for the Falcons in some ways that it wasn't deemed a penalty stroke. But anyway, penalty corner is what we have.
And it's 40 seconds to go until the end of the first quarter. So a big opportunity here for the Tridents to equalise. There goes the shot. And it's been saved by Dixon.
Yeah, it's one of the problems the Tridents have got. Without Corey Bennett here, they just do not have a recognised flicker. So, and especially in the men's game, if you don't have someone who can drag flick well, then it really limits your effectiveness come penalty corner time.
Well, we saw Dixon on the replay. He got all of that, didn't he, to deflect it away.
Yeah,
now,
and just not moving with enough, just not enough power behind the flick, so it just gives Dixon too much time to just shuffle across and make an easy routine save.
Well, there we are. That's the end of the first quarter. And Dixon's been dominant, hasn't he, in the contest so far. Goal to Jacob Smith has the Falcons leading at quarter time 1-0. Well, the sun's coming out. Temperatures are heating up, so it's perfect for hockey. And it's all going good for Mike Delaney and his Central Falcons team. And I think he'd be very happy. And, of course, the challenges continue for the Tridents.
Yeah, it's an interesting challenge for Delaney because he mentioned yesterday at half-time he only met most of the players on the morning of the game.
Yes.
I mean, you can't actually get more Tridents than Mike Delaney. He's a Northland boy, played a lot of his his hockey as a youth player for Northland. So he is blue to the heart, but the way that it's sort of shuffled around, he's ended up being in charge of this Falcon side. Pretty good job with them yesterday for having only met them first thing in the morning. He's got a few very experienced players, and you can see in the team talk here, Shea McAleese, who a very good coach in his own right, running a bit of the team talk here.
Well, it's such an advantage, isn't it, when you can kind of have, in any sport, Lincoln, like an on-field coach who can see things and they can make adjustments during a game.
Oh, I mean, and that's the art of good coaching, isn't it? To grow that in your group and have players on the pitch that are making those decisions, because in a sport like hockey, it's just too much open play to be too prescriptive from the sideline.
Well, and there's no timeouts, is there?
Exactly.
So you've got to make adjustments while play continues. As we touched on the other night, I know Nick Wilson's not playing today, but there is just under 1,000 caps of international experience in this Falcons lineup.
Genus trying to get things underway quite quickly, but it wasn't actually their ball. So nice try from Hutt Valley High School. Former Hutt Valley High School student there.
Well, it's Hutt Valley High School. Well, if you're from the Hutt Valley like me, Lincoln, you take any trick you can.
That's right. I mean, when you're on the streets, you got to grow up fast, don't you?
Exactly. Here's Let. Second quarter underway, of course. And Let goes long. Genesis's target, although he was a bit of a statue there, wasn't he, Lincoln? Wouldn't seem to be doing much.
Well, I think he was sort of trying to make the point that he was under that ball well before Lala was. And, I mean, normally the way that's ruled is who's there first has rights to the ball. But Lala came flying in. So I think Genis was kind of being deliberately quite stationary to try and give himself a case.
Well, the umpire wasn't buying it. Now that's come off the stick there of Brad Reed. And now the Tridents down the right, but Reed has rescued the situation with a good tackle. And he's done well to keep the ball in the field of play right there and dish it down to Thomas. And unfortunately that pass from the Falcons towards Smith was just a little overcooked. And now comes O'Connor. What a strong game he had the other night. And there's a green card there. One of the players has been sent to the sideline as the Tridents come into the circle. And it is Reed who is actually going to be spending the next 2 minutes on the sideline. So it's 10 players on the pitch for the Falcons.
Yeah, Reed just overcommitted a little bit in that first tackle. And then O'Connor was able to just evade him. And then sort of in the attempt to make up the ground, he just found himself reaching in and a little bit too officiously.
Is that George Muir arguing with a police officer?
Yeah, Muir, he was active yesterday. It's a great ball from McAleese, or just a little bit too much on it. And, well, you know there was too much on it when the tallest player in his team can't reach it.
Tridents come out here. They have a numerical advantage as Simons cuts in the field, gets past Smith. It's come off Wilcox's stick, so it's going to be Tridents' ball.
Just note there is Simons was carrying that forward, just barely a Tridents player in the circle. It's just nothing for him to pass the ball to.
That's a good ball from Smith, and Wilcox now bursts into the circle. Just lost control of it, but the free hit's been conceded. And in the end, the Tridents come away with it. Reed still on the sideline for about another minute for the Falcons. So the Tridents go down field, and it's into the feet there, or the legs, so it's going to be a penalty corner. Not controlled there by Joe Hanks.
Yeah, be a bit disappointed with that, Hanksy. He was in very good defensive position and just, unfortunately, just bounced up off a stick into his body.
Those ones there must really irk you, because they're soft, aren't they, really, if you want to be brutally honest, Lincoln?
Yeah, it is a soft one, but, you know, to the Tridents' credit, at least Richmond Lum was in the circle, so it gave Simons, I think it was there on the ball, something to pass to, and then, you know, when you're doing that, mistakes can happen. So it's certainly something I need to do more of, get more guys in attacking positions, because at the moment they break out with the ball and most of their team is behind it, so it's very tough for them to really threaten.
Second penalty corner here for the Tridents in the game. They got one just before quarter time. Kingston to take this.
Might have a break here. I think, what's Nickel picked up on? No, he's just unhappy about something. If of course, if a defender leaves before the ball goes, then they have to leave the goal and go back to halfway, reducing the defensive numbers.
So Kingston tries again. This is Suka this time. No power on that drag flick. Easy save there by Dixon.
Yeah, it looked like he was actually going for the little deflection pass there, trying to slide it onto the reverse stick of Robbie Capizzi. And I think you'll see the Tridents do that, as they've not really looked very threatening from the direct flick. You'll start to see them look for variations to try and see if they can work a goal from that.
Smith's intercepted that ball.
Reed back on, so back to the full complement here for the Falcons.
Smith.
Actually, one of the things that was really nice about the first day's hockey with the men's teams, I think we only saw
one card, Yeah.
One green card across both matches, something like that. It was a bit of a rare thing in hockey these days. Usually you've got guys queuing up on the sideline for an extra spell and another drink. But it's actually really good to see if it's, you know, good competitive game, but not too many cards in it. Good to be watching 11 versus 11 as much as we can.
That's cut out by Lum. Bursting upfield, the Tridents here, Edwards. Edwards tries to get past Lett. Free hits being conceded, much to the Falcons coaching staff displeasure below us here. So Edwards will take it. Every Falcons player back behind the ball, defending at the moment. Ulrich, that pass to Lala, not accurate.
And Officer Grant has spotted something in there. He's not happy. He's a bit of a chat with a few of the players. Yeah, it's a bit tame from the Tridents, isn't it? You know, a ball in a pretty good attacking position and then just a very basic error and they've thrown it straight over the sideline.
Van Workham. That's come off Genesis' stick, or maybe the Tridents player. It is off the Tridents player. Genesis will inbound this right in the corner. Stephen Genis. There's a little back pass there from Hihart. Nice idea as Finlay cleans up. Plenty of Tridents players there though, and Finlay's got it again though somehow. And now they'll build from the back through Reed and McAleese. Strong challenge from Edwards. Concedes the free hit. It was on Jordan Cohen. Skimmon. Jenis. And that's come off the legs of George Muir. Penalty corner is the call.
Yep, good skill by Jenis and got a little bit of 3D skill, just getting the ball in the air. Always a little bit harder to make the tackle. And unfortunately for Muir, I mean, it was a bit of a striker's attempt at a tackle. George Muir, of course, mainly plays as a striker, so he doesn't usually find himself back in the circle in those situations. Just didn't quite get himself into the right position early enough. And it was easy meat for Steve Jenis to find a foot.
Speaking of Jenis, he's going to wander over and take this.
So Trent Lett and Joe Hanks at the top.
Yeah.
My money is on Trent Lett flicking this.
Okay. Skimming to trap it. Or maybe it will be
Yeah,
McAleese.
they've been giving Hanks up early here.
Yeah, here goes Lett. Oh, it's just wide.
Trying to get on with it quickly, the Tridents, but I think not quite sure what the issue was there. Maybe there was too much protective gear lying around on the field when they took the restart, or perhaps it wasn't taken from the right spot.
Well, they only just missed the goal, so Lett wasn't far away. Of course, the best ones are the ones that just sneak inside the post.
That's what you're aiming for.
Small margins. Lala. Jacob Smith, the goal scorer in the first quarter. Skimmon concedes the free hit. It's taken away by the Falcons. That's a good hustle from Edwards to win the ball back, but equally from Cohen. So a couple of turnovers.
Yes, one thing the Falcons do really well is get good numbers around the ball carrier. So it makes it tough for the Tridents because they often find themselves up against 2 or 3, sometimes even defenders, getting in their grill.
Well, that was a great tackle from Kingston. Got some applause from the sideline, and it needed to be made. And now the Tridents come forward. It's a good run into the circle. Hit the leg. No, it hasn't. Still Tridents' ball, though, and they're looking to take it quickly. Holbrook in there at the moment. And it has been deemed a Falcons free hit.
It was one of those ones where Bevan Nicol made the call, probably realised it was the wrong one when every single player was setting up for a Tridents free hit, including all of the Falcons players, but he'd already pointed his hand and probably had to stick with it. I think he deemed it was lifted, but it wasn't actually that high, so it was probably why everyone on the field felt that it was going to be given the way of the Tridents, but these things happen. Not a very critical decision in the context of the game.
Great pass to Cohen. Now Van Workum just holds it for a second. Allows maybe some teammates to go past him, but it's been well defended again by the Tridents. Away they come again. Kingston setting that on for Holbrook. He's got plenty of pace. Made that scything run down the sideline earlier. Good tackle, though. How good was that from McAleese?
Yeah, very well timed.
Tridents have it still. In fact, one of the players...
card here,
It was a card, yeah. That was a... I was just wondering whether it was a card against Sean Finlay, and it is. So, second green card there. Blink and you missed that one. And I think we both blinked, didn't we? We did miss it.
Yeah, well, I thought he was actually subbing off, but then
Yeah.
no one subbed on, so...
So Finlay in the naughty chair. And the Falcons have it, though. But again, down to 10 for the next couple of minutes. Cohen. He's looked good at times, hasn't he, Cohen? Some little ball at a stick like that. Lala off him from Patrick Matter, the 2 number 14s over on that side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said that one of the things that worked well for the Falcons. They've got a ton of black sticks in their team, but they've also, the younger players have actually played particularly well.
Yeah, it's a good observation for sure. Trent Lett, and here's Cohen, one of those younger players, just 20 years of age from Wanganui. He's looking more at home, like Finlay, at this level. Now that's going to fall for O'Connor, who is more than capable of creating something. Hasn't really gone into the game just yet. Now Simons.
See, and again, it was, you see Kieran O'Connor looking for an option, but there was just nothing really to pass to. I mean, it was a quick break, but I just wonder whether the physical commitment of some of the Tridents players needs to be a bit better to get forward.
Good pass,
Give some
Muskimen.
options.
And now Jenis, with a little time to size up some options here. Stephen Jenis. Back to Muskimen. It's been cut out by Muir. And now here come the Tridents again. O'Connor's lost it. Muskimen. Bit more urgency about Harry Muskimen this time. Lost it, and here come the Tridents again.
I mean, you just see the difference there as Harry Muskimen carried that ball to the circle. There were two Falcons players making really definitive leads for him to try and receive a pass. He wasn't able to complete the pass, but at least he's got something to pass to. And that's, I think, one of the key differences really at the moment. Certainly a key difference in terms of which sides looks more likely to score a goal.
Well, it's a tough pass. Hiha got in the way. Tridents maybe a bit fortunate to keep the ball there. Through Kingston. Now Mitch Haid and Lala at the back. Mitch Haid here, 31 years of age from North Harbour.
Originally a Canterbury man. Grew up Christchurch Boys High School. A lot of his time in Canterbury, and then made the move north. Very good hockey coach, Mitch Haid. Last year coached the St Cuthbert's girls. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, they're a good hockey school, aren't they?
Get mixed up with the COVID years, but
yeah.
To the national title.
Yes, strong hockey school, that one. Lala back to Ulrich. Haid again. A couple of minutes to go until halftime. No goals in this quarter. Suka.
Oh, mind you, they had a few good hockey players in there.
Yeah.
Katie Dorr,
of course, yeah.
Being one of them.
Well, of course,
So
Katie Dorr.
Probably could have put a pillar assault in charge of that team. They still would have done pretty well.
Yeah, Katie Dorr. Pretty amazing when you think about it, that she's already a full Black Sticks player while still at school. And now the Falcons coming forward again with 90 to play, 90 seconds that is, to play until the end of the first half. Jacob Smith, the goal scorer in the first quarter. And this is Trent Lett. Switched out to play on the left. Gives it back to his brother. Falcons just happy to knock it around at the back for the meantime.
See, they've really pushed up on the right-hand side again. So you've got Hanksy right up. Good break for McAleese here.
Yeah, McAleese gives it to Trent Lett, Dane Lett. Into the circle it comes from Hiha. Shot on target there was an attempted shot from McAleese. Doesn't score too many.
Dane Lett found himself quite advanced there. I mean, I think if there was a third brother in the Lett family, that Brent would have been a likely name.
Thanks.
I'm not sure if there is another one. I think it's just the two, but yeah.
Yeah. Lala. Quiet second quarter in many respects. Lala with 20 seconds to go looks for something long, and will McAleese do the same?
Only 5 seconds here, so I think they'll just wind this down. No real chance to get the ball in the circle.
Yeah, and Hanks will nutmeg that one over the sideline. So there it is, no goals in that second quarter. But it's the Falcons through Jacob Smith in the first quarter that have the lead at halftime, 1-0.
That goal coming from number 17, Jacob Smith, in the first quarter. Hockey New Zealand would like to take this moment to thank its official partners in Premier Hockey League. Partner of New Zealand Hockey.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more, and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term, choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape, or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
In the air. You little beauty. I've got goosebumps, kid. Messi!
Ooh, there goes that one. How about that? Shake, rattle, and roll.
So, Egypt. Exciting.
It's been my lifelong dream to see the sunrise over the pyramids. Oh, it's silly, really.
Not at all. The room. It must be 502.
More than ever, we need our parents to be more supportive
so we can go out there and have some fun.
We're on a mission to find some of our most famous sport parents.
To give our parents some helpful advice.
So do you think he'll be able to help us out?
Absolutely. When I played sport, it was all about having fun.
Talk about the effort they win and not about the fact that they won the game.
Try and encourage our kids to get involved in as many sports as possible.
We want to build kind, strong, resilient athletes.
They see and watch your behaviour all the time. They see everything.
Don't pressurise them and trying to make them improve too quickly.
Kids coming in with a lot of overtraining injuries.
They're not supposed to know how to have the winning mindset at the age of 12.
If they come off that field or come off that court with a smile on their face, then I'm a happy man.
We came up with 10 golden rules for being an awesome sport parent.
To check them out, go to besportive.kiwi.
Well, welcome back to coverage of the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League here from the Waikato Hockey Centre, the Gallagher Hockey Centre, and it's the Central Falcons leading the Northern Tridents 1-0. We're in match day number 2 of the men's competition. And the goal scorer, Jacob Smith, for the Falcons. And he's been an influential figure up front for that team. Right, let's get some halftime reaction now. Lincoln, let's go down to Lincoln Churchill.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Here with Mike Delaney. Always the first coach in here, Mike. You've obviously delivered a nice, clear and concise message.
Easy, mate. I think for us, we've just got to hold the ball. We're very helter-skelter again. Second game in, hold the pill, construct. We should be okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. So you feel it was still a bit the same as yesterday, not quite the control you want?
It's just a million miles an hour. So we like to play that way, but we need to have a little bit more control as well. I think sometimes we get quite excited and quite direct. So the message now is hold the pill, build your play, earn the right.
Yeah, you'd be quite encouraged by some of the creative play by your attacking players up there at the moment?
Oh, there's some genuine flair and some world-class players on the pitch. So it's good to see them having a little bit more space now and having a crack. See those skills lighting it out.
Yeah, well, good luck for getting the points today.
Thank you very much, mate.
All right, that was Mike Delaney. He can't really be too disappointed, can he? I mean, with a win in the first game, 2-1 against the Alpiners and 1-0 over the Tridents at half-time. We're just standing by for Bryce Collins, the coach of the Northern Tridents. He's a former Black Sticks player, of course, and the Black Sticks men's assistant coach. Still very focused on getting his team to create more attacking opportunities, which we can hope to see from this team in the second half. As we touched on, much will rely on Muir and other Black Sticks players like Kingston, O'Connor and Steve Edwards. Let's go back to Lincoln. I think Bryce is with him now.
Yeah, here with Bryce Collins. So long team talk there, Bryce. A few messages to get across?
Yeah, lots of positives. I thought on the ball we're actually doing some really good stuff. Just what we do in the attacking third, we just look to tidy that up and get a few more outcomes from our success with our breach and our outlet.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are you going to get a penalty corner goal to stick here in this half?
Well, we'll do our very best. We've got to get them first, and we're going to have to defend really well. We've got a couple of injuries that will, guys are going to have to step up and work bloody hard, but that's a challenge we're after.
Yep, all the best second half. Cheers, Bryce.
There we are. That is Bryce Collins, the coach of the Northern Tridents. They did get 2 penalty corners in that first half, so it's important to convert those opportunities, though, because otherwise this could easily repeat. This is Jacob Smith flying around the back straight, as they say. Maybe took the scenic route to the goal, but it was the right decision as he flicked it in past the keeper, Ruan Bezaidennote, to give the Falcons a lead. And that came off the back of a fantastic run from Cohen, Jordan Cohen, one of the young players in the Central Falcons lineup. He's just 20 years of age. New Zealand under-21s player from last year. And he was influential in the lead-up to that goal. Jacob Smith getting lots of space to weave his magic and convert that opportunity for the Central Falcons. So conditions looking good here in Hamilton. Lovely sunny day. And we have the second half almost underway here at the Gallagher Hockey Centre. Don't forget about our second contest coming up this afternoon. We have the Hauraki Mavericks up against the Southern Alpiners. And the Mavericks coming into that contest having beaten the Tridents 2-0 on Thursday night. And the Alpiners coming into that contest having lost to the Falcons in the dying seconds 2-1 on Thursday night. Don't forget that match starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So we're all looking forward to bringing you that match. And then, of course, we have hockey tomorrow as well. We have the last 2 matches of the first round robin on the men's competition, also at midday and 2 p.m. We'll get a good guide by then, won't we, Lincoln, as to who the leading team will be after the round robin. Of course, after the first round of the women's matches last week, the Northern Tridents had the advantage after the round robin. But I get the feeling it's going to be a tight contest. I think there are two or three very good sides here in this men's competition, very evenly matched.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I mean, the Falcons will go with a win here today. It's going to be if they can close this match out, they'll be pretty happy with the position that they're in.
Yes, you get 4 competition points for winning. If the games are tied, if there is a draw, it's 1 point each, and then the penalty shootout, which happens at the end of a drawn match, is another competition point at stake in that. Now the Tridents come forward here. That's nice control into the circle. Here's a big chance for them early in the second half. Saved by Dixon. Still there. And Lett comes away with it. Well, there's a big chance for the Tridents. And now it's up the other end of the pitch. Super fast. Keeper's in trouble. Smith. It hasn't fallen for him. Wow, what an action-packed 60 seconds we've had in the third quarter so far. And it still hasn't ended. This is Wilcox for the Falcons. It's still there at the attacking end for Dylan Thomas. And now,
helter-skelter stuff.
Wow. Opportunities at both ends for the teams.
I mean, again, big save by Dom Dixon there. It was very well done by Sam Houston on the baseline, finding Kieran O'Connor, but Dixon smothering really well.
Well, Dixon, 24 years of age, 3 games for New Zealand. I tell you what, he's making a big statement, isn't he? With that national squad to be selected at the end of this tournament. He has done some really good things for the Falcons in the just over game and a half we've had so far of this Premier League. Here's Smith.
Yeah, good game so far, Jacob Smith. He's just looked alive on the ball, always offering. Scored a fantastic goal. Very strong match from him.
Here he is. And it's off a Tridents player's stick, so quickly taken. And now McAleese happy to build from the back for the meantime. Angus Griffin in goal at the moment for the Tridents. Play towards the circle. Tridents will come away with it. Falcons look to keep the pressure on, and they will through Wilcox. Oh, that's a good move into the circle. Good cross, almost there. Griffin down, still there, scrambling. He's got to get back to his feet quickly, and luckily for him, it's with the Tridents, and there's the free hit. Well, great start to the second half as Edwards comes away now for the Tridents.
Yeah, couple of good moments there. Sam Heha hustling in and around the goalkeeper there, trying to get a touch.
Yeah, well, Angus Griffin, we touched on him. He's a New Zealand under-19s keeper from a couple of years ago. Actually a Manawatu player, playing it for the Tridents.
It's a nice pass by Mitch Hayden, and Simon's unfortunately not able to bring that under control.
Well, we've had a lot of action already in this 3.5 minutes. Now Thomas to the baseline. Griffin takes no chances.
Yeah, good bit of skill by Thomas on the baseline, but also well defended.
Oh, the game pauses for just a second. There's McAleese and Reed. McAleese goes wide this time. Little nudge into the area there by Olsen. He has it again, Callum Olsen. That's been cut out by Edwards. Thomas will give away the free hit.
It's almost Thomas is sort of deceived by the slower ball there.
Yes. Kingston.
Mike Delaney talking about wanting his side to just control the tempo, control the ball more. I mean, I thought it was a lot better than yesterday, but he's still not happy. He's got high standards.
Edwards. Lala.
A little bit of pressure here, Lala. Central doing a pretty good job here of closing him in.
Yeah, Van Worken and Dane Lett. Again, Lala, not quite sure how to advance it. Now Edwards is double teamed as well. Jennings up there and applying pressure up the top end as well, but the defence pressure was good from the Falcons.
It was always going to be blowing against the Tridents, that ball coming straight down on top of Houston and Lett. Tridents put it up, so it's their job to clear out the way.
Nicholas to Thomas. Good pass. Now Smith. Smith, oh, great pass back to Thomas. Oh, good stick work there from the Tridents.
You could see what Thomas was trying to do there. He's just trying to jink it over the stick of Simons, and just didn't quite execute it.
I tell you what, Finlay must have only just been a millimetre slow there, Lincoln, from keeping that one in the field of play. Fair play to the umpire, who was right there and ruled it over the baseline. Can't have been by much.
He's got eagle eyes, Bevan Nickel. He doesn't miss much.
Tridents on the halfway. Kingston. Back to Haid, and now Suka. Nitesh Suka, North Harbour player, and now Edwards. No, he's had it stolen by Finlay. He's got nothing but green pasture in front of him. And one Tridents defender and the keeper. Oh, Jennings couldn't get the stick on the ball there. That would have been a spectacular finish if he'd put that in.
You can see it's just not quite clicking for Stephen Jennings at the moment. I mean, he's a player of incredibly high calibre, one of the best finishers the Black Sticks have ever seen. And these last couple of days, he just hasn't quite had that killer touch that he normally has. I'm sure we'll see that start to come to fruition as we move our way through a few of these games. So it bodes pretty well for the Falcons.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because Olivia Mary was touching on that last week too. She was in a similar position, felt she could have put away a few more chances for Southern. Now, speaking of Jennings, nice pass into the circle. Jennings has it back. There's Griffin cutting down the angle, and he's conceded a penalty corner.
Mitch Haid, not sure why. He's coming across to make some kind of argument. It's pretty tough here. There's no real right or review. So unless the other umpire's clearly seen something to the contrary. Sorry, it's actually Ben Grant. I've been referring to Ben Grant as Bruce Brownlee. Maybe that's what's on my sheet.
Yeah, Ben Grant and Bevan Nickel, aren't they?
Sorry, Bruce is the reserve umpire.
Yeah, Bevan Nickel and Ben Grant. And no reviews here, but in a way it's good, because it gets get on with the game. Jennings to take this. There's the shot coming in, and there's the goal. Powered in by Jacob Smith, 2-0. Second goal of the game. That's how to execute a penalty corner, and that gives the Falcons some breathing space now.
I didn't even know Jacob Smith could drag flick, and he's buried that low to the stick side. Well taken flick.
So 2 goals to Jacob Smith.
That's the worst hit-off I've ever seen in my life. How do you miss that? It's a static ball, and he's push past it. And Sam Hihar has pounced.
No.
That's not what you want to do when you've just conceded a second goal.
Absolutely. And don't look, just skip past, hit fast forward when you're reviewing the game on the video, that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to overstate it. I've probably only seen about 3,000 hit-offs in my life, but that is the worst one I've ever seen.
Crash ball into the circle, and it's deflected off a Falcon stick. Well, that could have gone in for a third goal easily.
Yeah, they've got to be careful here, the Tridents. They're looking a bit heavy on their feet. Knockout punch could be coming here.
Well, there's still 6 minutes to go until three-quarter time. And now here is that very experienced striker for the Central Falcons, Dane Lett, playing very high up the pitch. And here comes Finlay.
I think he'll take that as a compliment.
He
being
will.
Called a striker high up
Yes.
the pitch, Dane Letty.
Exactly. Here is a lovely piece of skill again from Jacob Smith. It's been taken away by O'Connor, who really we haven't seen it as he hasn't really had any opportunities, Lincoln.
Yeah, he's been a bit starved in this match.
Green Tree. See if they can get Kieran O'Connor into the game a bit more.
I mean, you mentioned at the start of the match that there are a few soldiers short here. The Tridents, no Corey Bennett, no James Coughlin, no Benji Edwards either.
No.
So three of what would be probably three of their best handful of players not available, and they are sorely missing them.
Well, Richard Joyce too, the keeper, is not playing either. We know how good, and Xavier Guy, the under-21s player of the year, we touched on that right at the start. I think he had a solid game the other night too to Lincoln. He's not playing today either.
Yep, certainly not being helped by unavailability.
Downfield it goes, and Lum controls this one. Tries to get past Lett, and he's done so pretty well, but he's going backwards at the moment.
Richmond Lum, he's a real man for the regions. Grew up in Pukekohe. I think he won a Hatch Cup title with Counties.
And now he's got the ball again. He's drifted all the way over to the right.
And studied in Otago, so played quite a bit in the southern area as well as a young fella. And then Auckland, and now he's been placed in the Tridents.
Cut out by Edwards, but he's conceded the free hit. Dainlet goes along, and it's a great decision if this can be controlled by Matter, who got himself an excellent position there, but couldn't control it.
It's just another example of the Tridents just falling asleep a little bit. It was a little bit like one of those moments where someone beats the offside trap in soccer. He was in behind the whole defence and no one anywhere near him.
Well, Patrick Matter, you talk about these young players, Finlay, a couple of others as well, Olsen, all playing with these really experienced players. They must be getting some real value out of playing with guys like Shea McAleese, Stephen Jennis. No Nick Wilson today either. Oh, that's unlucky for Jennis.
Yeah, it's certainly the platform you want when you're a younger player coming into a match of this standard, is to have the likes of those guys around you, just giving you some direction, some encouragement.
Well, Cohen with one of these siding runs into the circle. Oh, there's a stick there, and the free hit goes against the Falcons. A few arms in the air there, Lincoln, but what a run from Olsen.
Yeah, it was a good run. Good pass. It was a pretty good opportunity, actually. I mean, the Tridents are really just hanging on here. The Falcons a couple of really good opportunities. And if they can score one more, then I can't see that there's any way back for the Tridents.
Wilcox kept that in beautifully.
He certainly used all of the pitch there, didn't he? Right onto the paint.
And then right over to the other side now, and Thomas in space. Here's Hiha on the edge of the circle. Free hit conceded. If the Falcons can add a third, it'll really make it hard for the Tridents. Don't forget, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we've got our second game between the Alpiners, South Island team, and the Hauraki Mavericks. That's the team that encompasses Auckland, Waikato, Bay of Plenty.
Gee, real foot race back there.
And now Lett right in the corner.
Dane Lett talked about how he's gone for that haircut to help his speed, and he did show a good turn of pace there to beat Kieran O'Connor to that ball.
It's good work. And now the Tridents. Suka. Kingston coming forward. This player hoping to keep the ball for his team, and a free hit has the Tridents on attack again. As Kingston has it. Suka. Ulrich just eludes the stick there of Jennis. And Haid. Coming forward now, Simons. Where Van Workum got it for the Falcons. And it's going to be Falcons' ball. Inside the last minute of quarter number 3. Just the one goal in this quarter. Scored by Jacob Smith once again, who's just subbed back into the game. He's got both goals for the Falcons.
One goal, but it is off a tide of dominance from the Falcons. So I think they'll take a lot of great pass here, but just a little bit too strong. But jeepers, it's like Swiss cheese, that Tridents defence at the moment. It all straight down the hotline, which is where you normally want to have quite a bit of defensive presence.
Griffin kicks it away now. There's still time here for the Falcons. And Smith certainly playing like he wants to have one more crack at the Tridents. And this should be the end of the third quarter. As Suka goes along, it's a good pass and beautifully brought to deck by Capizzi, but time is against the Tridents from mounting one more attack. 2-0 it is at the end of the third quarter. Jacob Smith with the goal in that quarter to give the Falcons the lead. That's a pretty happy Falcons camp at the moment.
It certainly is. You see the Tridents down here. Coach Bryce Collins has got 2 whiteboards out on the ground, so
double trouble. Double trouble for the Tridents. Here is the goal. It came from the penalty corner. Well taken by Smith.
Yeah, good flick from Smith.
It was good. There was a big gap there, though, wasn't there, at Lincoln?
Yeah, Griffin probably, the way that the Tridents were defending that, they were giving Smith that corner to flick at, so asking the keeper to block that side of the goal, and he just wasn't down quick enough. I mean, quite a difficult one where it's just a little bit not quite where your foot is, not quite where your hand is, and you're going in between. Made the decision to go down with his hand, but it bet him for pace.
Don't forget at 2 o'clock, as I just touched on, the Mavericks against the Alpiners. Looking forward to that game. Simon Child, Marcus Child. Kane Russell is going to be fit to play that game today. Picked up a bit of a shoulder injury, the reigning New Zealand Player of the Year in the Thursday night match. But good to see that he's been named to play and start for the Southern Alpiners in that game.
Yeah, that should be a bit of a humdinger, that one. 2 very good lineups.
Looking forward to that one here on Sky Sport Next then. One more quarter. Can the Tridents find a way back? Or will the Falcons continue with what's been a pretty accomplished performance, both on attack and defence so far for them? If you're actually thinking back over those last 3 quarters, Lincoln, they haven't done too much wrong, have they?
No, they haven't. And I imagine Delaney's message here will be, let's just take real control of this one, not force the issue, hold the ball. Opportunities will just naturally come as the Tridents try to force things.
Exactly. And of course, 4 competition points up for grabs. If the Falcons do go on and win this contest, they'll go to 8 competition points and continue what's been a perfect start for them. Remember, 2 round robin rounds coming over the next little while, and then we will have finals coming up in a fortnight's time. In fact, it's a few weeks, isn't it? Because women's next week and then the men's. Oh no, it is a fortnight. Yes.
Yep, 2 weeks.
Yes,
yep.
2 weeks, because of course we've got 4 doubleheaders coming up starting from next Wednesday for the women. So this time next Sunday we'll be looking forward to our gold medal match. And here comes the Tridents off a turnover. Nice stick there from Reed. But it's been well won there. Greentree's got it. Into the circle. Can he still have it? Here's a chance. Greentree keeps it alive. He can't do it. Wow.
Good little bit of skill by Greentree. Just didn't quite get a very effective shot away. Like, mind you, quite tough when you're running at pace like that. But good opportunity. That's as good as the Tridents have seen.
Wow, look at Greentree here. He is a New Zealand under-21s player for the last 2 years. Superb stick work here. Again, it was the keeper, Dom Dixon, who did everything right there, didn't he? Came out, shut the angle down.
Yeah, and does a very good job of that, Dom Dixon. Good real strength of his game, being able to smother.
And make good decisions, doesn't he? Knows exactly what to do at the right time. Now, Edwards into the circle. Edwards still going. Dixon down again, it's still there. And it's going to be against the Tridents.
Yeah, somehow they've kept that out. Very Steve Edwards-esque run, that, dribbling right through them. About 5 people on his way to goal.
But again, Dixon, I don't know what he's had for breakfast, but he's... Oh, there's a card coming here at the other end of the pitch. And it's going to be a green card to Ulrich.
Yeah, I mean, he did quite a good job of almost making that a clean tackle. He was in a pretty much a hopeless position to make a tackle from. But I think they're probably a fair call. There was a little bit.
Well, third card of the game.
Wasn't quite fair enough, that challenge.
Thomas. Let. It's going to be Falcons' ball. In fact, it's been overturned.
Tridents' ball here.
Yeah. And Lum racing away. Just back to Don Dixon. It's like, I don't know, it's he's like build a brick wall in front of that goal at the moment. No one can get past him.
Well, it gives you a lot of confidence as a side when your goalkeeper's playing well. I mean, it's a real soul destroyer when you're dominating a match and then suddenly the other team comes down and bombles in a real soft one. So Dixon certainly doing his job over the last couple of days.
And no doubt the selectors are taking note. Wilcox tries to win the ball, but he's been penalised, and it's going to be a free hit. And now Green Tree again. Getting in the road of that one. Tridents still have it. Enjoying a good time on the ball here. It's Green Tree again.
Just a little more likely these last few minutes, the Tridents. So they've had a couple of circle penetrations. It's led to a couple of goalmouth scrambles.
They've had no luck though. Still to score a goal in this contest. We've had, of course, they lost 2-0 the other day, and now we've gone 3 quarters without scoring in this game. But they've had chances across the 2 games that they've played so far.
I mean, it does go to show how critical a specialised corner person is, because if they'd had 3 corners so far in this game, I think they had 3 the other day. If they had Corey Bennett on the field, then
Jenis, look out! Saved by the keeper. It's Griffin again.
Sort of feel for Steve Jenis. It's been one of those days where when he's needed his touch, it hasn't quite been there, and then when he makes a really good one, then the keeper produces a good save.
Ulrich back out there now for the Tridents to restore 11 players. And Reed to Olsen. And now Wilcox. McAleese. Hanks. Scored the match winner against the Alpiners on Thursday night, Joe Hanks. Brad Reed. Crashes it in. He hard at the top of the circles, come off his foot, so it'd be Trident's ball.
Yeah, doing that with ease at the moment. The Falcons controlling the ball nicely, and then they've got targets to hit to. Sam Hihar presenting well, but just unable to control it.
Just over 9 to play. Kingston. He's got front on here. Chance to run with the ball. In the end, he retreats.
Some ways you wonder whether Sam Hihar would have been better served to have actually just deliberately made a little deflection touch, a la the one that Harry Miskimmon made yesterday, which resulted in the match-winning goal, just leading to the top of the circle and just putting a little deflection on it. Very tough to defend. We've got a penalty corner here from Ben Grant.
Well. We'll check out what's happened there.
I think as the free hits happen, I think he's.
Finlay maybe just tapping it away there.
Yeah, he looked very confused, Sean Finlay, as to what had gone on. So
maybe he denied the opportunity for the Tridents to take it quickly there, Lincoln. I don't know. Perhaps that was the reason.
I think that's what it is. I mean, he might have felt the whistle hadn't quite gone.
Well, can they convert these opportunities? I think this is the third penalty corner of the game for the Tridents. Might be the fourth, in fact, yes.
Now.
So Kingston to take it. Let's see if they can get this one on target or execute whatever they've cooked up here. There's the shot. It's been saved by Dixon again. He's just a wall at the moment, and look at that. It's right into the stick there of Thomas. Here's Hee-Ha. Oh, he's just wide. How fortunate for the Tridents. They're not 3-0 down.
Yep, golden opportunity for Sam Hee-Ha. He just didn't get his first touch right. It just was bobbling a little bit as it came off his stick, and then as he went to tommer it, it was hard. It was a very good clearance by Shea McAleese. Oh, jeez, he just swept it beautifully around the corner off the middle of the bat, straight to Dylan Thomas on halfway.
If there was a 10-cent coin on the corner here, he would have nailed it.
Here's that opportunity. So you just see that. It actually wasn't too bad a touch. It was actually very good goalkeeping by Angus Griffin. He came out and covered things up very well.
Well, it just shows you how alert you have to be if you're a goalkeeper as the ball's played into the area again. Shot on goal, and there is a goal. The Tridents are on the board, and the goal's been scored by Robbie Capizzi. And for once, Dixon can't keep it out, and it's game on here with 7 to play.
Yeah, not much Dixon could have done about that absolute sublime finish from Capizzi. Absolutely beautiful. Just took it away from the defender, squeezed down on the ball to get elevation. You can see here as he jams it into the turf. And effectively, of course, there's a big rubber shock pad in the hockey turf, so if you hit the ball down into it, it pops up pretty fast. Quite a hard skill to execute, and he did it to perfection.
Well, Capizzi on the board, and that's the Tridents' first goal of the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for 2020. And now if they can pinch another.
Yeah, full credit to the Tridents. I thought they were absolutely, completely outplayed in that third quarter, and I didn't see them really summoning up much of a fight in the fourth. But to their credit, they've applied themselves and got themselves right back in this match. They'll take some real confidence from that goal.
It'll be interesting to see how the Falcons respond here, having conceded the goal. Harry Muskimen on the ball here. There's a good pass to Reed. Nicely controlled by Van Workum. And there's a shot. Oh, Griffin slightly out of position, but he got the touch that the Tridents needed. And here's Capizzi.
Yeah, as we said, he's doing his part, Griffin. He's a couple of good little moments of keeping them in this game, because they very easily could have been 3-0 down a few moments before they scored.
Suka. And that'll really galvanise and energise the Tridents team. Or McAleese, that's 310 international caps of experience right there. Hee-Ha.
Certainly is. Oh dear. It was a tough one for Harry Muskimen to catch up with.
He's got long arms, but all he's done here is turn it over. Now in the centre, waiting.
Goal scorer Capizzi, unable to evade Trent Lett.
That was a shame, because O'Connor was bursting in the middle. We know how dangerous he is on attack. The Tridents playing with good attitude. They won't give up, but they've got to find an equaliser in 5 minutes to send this game to a shootout. Crash ball, the target was Holbrook, or Houston in fact, but he couldn't get his stick on the ball.
Yeah, the players out there will be heaving a little bit now. Sun's come out. Fourth quarter of what's been a pretty high tempo match.
Here's Hanks. Finlay's lost it. For once, his good stick work didn't materialise. So the Tridents have the ball again. And it's Haid. Suka and now Lala wide on the right.
Yeah, nice little interesting finish to this match we've got here.
Very much so. Haid. Goes downfield.
Tridents playing probably some of the best hockey they've played in the 2 days now. This last 5 minutes, they've really upped the ante. More quality about them.
Smith to Jenis. 2 black sticks working well again for the Falcons as Smith keeps it in. There's the Griffin getting the stick on, and they do scramble it away. And it was Greentree getting that touch clear, but the threat is back and Lum is dispossessed, and in fact it's going to be Trident's ball. Got a little hustle on the ball there from Cohen, but he does concede the free hit. Just over 3 to play.
Again, a strong stick from Griffin in goal there. He's just stuck to quite good effect.
He's done pretty well in this quarter. Really, he's done everything required of him. Kingston to play it forward. Lum trying to put pressure on the player in possession. Thomas forced to tidy up for the Falcons. Free hit for them.
So we've got throwing, playing the joker here, Coach Bryce Collins, the keeper being subbed off here for the Tridents.
I did wonder whether this would happen. We didn't see that in the women's games.
So gone to 11 field players. And of course, the rules changed last year where you used to be able to play a kicking fullback, but that just ended up getting a bit silly as guys were running around with a different coloured shirt on, sliding into people, pretending they were a goalkeeper. So now you take that chance. You've got no one with kicking privileges.
So it's a roll of the dice situation from Collins. Coach Collins for the Tridents, but you don't want to make mistakes. Here comes Wilcox. Jenis holding the ball here for the Falcons with just over 2 to play. Happy to wind up the clock, and Jenis has found a way through. Oh, he's wide, and he couldn't find Hia, who was unmarked at the far post. How did the Tridents escape there?
It's a good question. I mean, that was a gilt-edged chance if ever I've seen one.
Well, Jenis did brilliantly to get through those defenders.
A great piece of skill from him.
Now Edwards.
I mean, it was hard to sort of tell what happened there. It may have been more of a shot from Jenis rather than a pass, but even still, it was well within Hiha's reach.
1:20 to go as the Tridents lose the ball, and Thomas. Dylan Thomas still has it. Oh, it's brilliant. He's got through somehow, and Jenis ahead of him. Hiha to the left. Hiha's the target. Here comes Hiha to the edge of the circle. Surely this time. Yes! And Hiha's not going to miss that one. And the gamble from the Tridents doesn't come off as Hiha makes the game safe inside the last minute.
Yeah, the trouble for the Tridents here is there's just a few guys with some very good skills. So you saw the previous break by Jenis and that one by Thomas, just even the extra number. If you've got someone who can dribble through 3 people, then it doesn't make a difference. And well done by Sam Hiha, credit to him. He's missed a couple of chances today, but he took that one well. That'll make him sleep a little easier tonight. It's always a little bit easier when you're a striker and
the Tridents
to put one in.
Decide to go back to their keeper now for the last few seconds.
So they figure there's not much. They're not going to score twice in 35, so they'd rather not concede a fourth.
Well, that's what happens, I guess. Risk reward, isn't it? And the risk goes up if you decide to play 11 outfield players. Cross into the centre, onto the stick there of Greentree. Goes for the penalty corner, maybe off the leg there of Thomas, but in the end doesn't get the rub of the green with just a matter of seconds left. Crash ball from Haid, no deflection from Greentree, and there it is. It's the Central Falcons with 2 wins from 2 now. They've got the win, and they beat the Northern Tridents by 3 goals to 1.
Yeah, good job by the Falcons. Probably the deserved result in the end. Good fight back for the Tridents, but in the end, probably just left it a little bit late, the Tridents. If they'd played a little bit more like they did in the last quarter earlier, might have given themselves a bit more of a look-in. But in the end, all the experience of the Falcons shining through.
Yes, indeed. Jacob Smith with 2 goals in the first half for the Falcons. And the third goal scored by Sam Hiha right at the end of the game. And, of course, the goal scored by the Tridents by Robbie Capizzi. So there we are. That's this game, but stay with us. We'll have after-match reaction for you in just a moment here on Sky Sport.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more, and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term, choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape, or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
Here we are at the Gallagher Hockey Centre in Hamilton, where we've just seen the Falcons beat the Tridents by 3-1, and the Falcons go 2 wins from 2 matches. Now let's head down to Lincoln, and he's got the winning captain with him, Shay McAleese.
Right, Shay, well done on the win. They made it interesting for you at the end.
Yeah. They're a bit of a young squad, and we always knew that the sort of last 10 minutes could be theirs. Probably the disappointing thing from our team is that we had quite a few sort of pinpoint chances that we just weren't putting the game to bed, and then allowed them to come back into it at 2-1. So it was a bit nervy there for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, a few of you boys, you've got some good strikers up front, just not quite hitting the mark at the moment.
Yeah, sort of that thing when you sort of come into a new series and just trying to find that combination where the guy wants the ball with playing to the second post or going for goal themselves. So there's a little bit of element of that will grow through the series, I think, and we'll hopefully get a little bit more clinical in the circle.
Yeah, well done, Mike Delaney, playing you the full match today, mate. Those legs, handling that okay?
Yeah, oldest man here, mate. I'll tell you after tomorrow if I'm still all right.
Yeah, well done on the win. Good luck tomorrow. All right, with George Muir here. So commiserations, George. Another tough day at the office.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Hey, I thought the boys actually dug pretty deep there. We were down to about 14 men, and we held our structure and played well towards the end there, and made it interesting at the end.
Yeah, you'd be pleased, though, in the third quarter I thought was that you struggled quite a bit, but you'd be pleased with your response in the fourth.
Yeah, and we know they've got some good strikers and some good players in their team, and we scrambled really well, and we made it tough for them to find the back of the net. And it was an improvement in our last game, and like I said, the boys dug really deep, some big minutes out there for a lot of them, so pretty proud of their efforts.
Yeah, well, all the best tomorrow. Hopefully you can turn your fortunes around tomorrow.
Yes, cheers. Hopefully not on the sideline tomorrow, so excited to get back out there, hopefully. Cheers, mate.
Good.
Oh, there we are, George Muir. Let's have a look at the CCL stats out of this game. And, of course, 3 goals to 1. Shots on goal, 8. So good effort there from the Falcons to create a lot of opportunities. Penalty corners pretty even. But look at the circle entries there. Huge number of circle entries by the Falcons compared with their opponents, the Tridents. So on reflection, probably a good reflection, the total or the full-time score of that game. All right, we've got our next game coming up in about 20 minutes, though. Looking forward to this one. The Mavericks coming into this having won their first game by 2-0. The Alpiners having lost to the Falcons on Thursday night, but with a very strong lineup. So it's going to be an excellent clash coming up in 25 minutes. We hope you can join us then.
The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand.